What's up, people? Make a little quick video before I get my ass into work. You know, essential work and all that shit, all that fly shit, still making that bread. You know what I mean? But what I wanted to say is this in regards to the last couple videos you guys seen me make. I'm gonna appreciate all the comments and everybody adding in their insight, their different experiences and different analysis on how to tackle the topic of gang stalking and targeted individuals. I wanted to go in on that a little bit more on that aspect for a quick second in regards to like in my personal situation. Now looking back, when I first encountered this dilemma as a child, it never struck me as something. Now it was a traumatic experience, but it was something that it wasn't an experience that was filled with like fear or regret of like or anything like that. It was more so I was curious and I figured a lot of shit out, but I never felt like it was outside of my control. I never once felt like I was in over my head, or that I felt like I couldn't navigate or control the individuals in the environment, or just control the scenario. You know what I'm saying? Period. And that's what struck me as being something, whatever I am, whatever's in me, whatever you want to call it, a starseed, an indigo, whatever, is that I'm more like I've been through this before. It's like almost like I expected it to happen. Like why wouldn't they be monitoring my brain waves and things like that? So I kind of I looked at it like that was curious, and I found it out, and that was like all the confirmation that I needed as a child to be the launching pad or foundation for me to acquiesce knowledge of self, for me to go onto the study of perfecting what I was, or building upon the abilities that I already had at the moment. So that's what I did. But I know that there are other people, I'm probably talking to some of them, that had other worse experiences that dealt with a lot of, maybe some people been experimented on and they were used akin to like 11 and Stranger Things, where they were used for their psychic abilities to do all kind of heinous acts or what have you, or spy on other people, or whatever. It's a lot of documentaries that you can find on Netflix, or not necessarily Netflix, but more so on YouTube, talking about, you know what I'm saying, experimentation on children, like the Project Stargate, and the different things that the Monroe Institution out of like Virginia, and you're gonna find some things, the Emory University out of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, things like that, were like off the books, clandestine U.S. government contracts, and trying to, you know what I'm saying, develop paranormal abilities in children or in people, period. You know what I'm saying? Yuri Geller, Ingo Swann, and people like that, able to bend spoons and do things for our telekinesis and psychokinesis. You will find things like that, and there's a bunch, thousands of different PDF file books and government patents on this technology. But I bring that up to say that it's still going on. It's still happening. As far as how I'm being monitored, how I'm being gang stalked. It's funny because they know that I know that they're monitoring. And they do this. I'm just speaking specifically for me and my, like, how I interface with environment that I create everywhere I go. Is that it's through symbols and numbers, letters, quotes, phrases, colors, and everything around me, as far as like everything that I'm seeing, and I'm able to compute and break it down to binary code, and I know it's my code. But I'm able to take anything that I may hear that strikes my interest, and I get a inner, subtle type of nudge to investigate it further, as far as like look up the gematria on that person's phrase, why that person just say that, and I heard it when I was just reading that seconds prior. I need to look that up. That's something I need to find. That's a breadcrumb. That's an Easter egg for me to follow up and investigate to see just exactly what's the frequency behind the phrase of, now that's unusual, or whatever it is that I heard that I caught interest in, that I may have heard just walking past somebody talking in the store, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, let me look. And I'll look some shit up, and I'm able to follow the frequency, and then it end up being motherfuckers trying to monitor me. Like during the day. It don't just happen but see, this is the thing. I know I'm dreaming. This is my lucid dream, so they still, and I told you before, when I was a child, I was able to be remote viewing and have lucid experiences all the time. So I'm always having a lucid dream because this is my dream. So the gang stalking and the monitoring is still available. It's still ever present, and I see it all the time. So I can look at a license plate like I'm in front of one right now, and I can convert the letters to numbers, the numbers to letters, and I'm able to know what that means, and I'm able to keep a mental note of it and look it up later on, and there's going to be something that I need that's going to be necessary for me to continue doing what I'm doing. It's going to lead to me seeing like how they watching me, what they doing, how they trying to. They're not necessarily interfering with me though. They're more so watching me, paying attention. Now I do know that they got technology where they can take people's brain waves and convert my thoughts or what I'm thinking into images. They have that technology available for a while. They're just not recently trying to come out with it and basically break down what it is as far as Neuralink and things like that. They had this technology for a while. But they can take the ideas that I may be having in my head and make them come out. That's why a lot of times the shit I'm thinking on purpose. I think some shit on purpose with enough energy that I put to that idea, right? But I don't speak it to existence. I do it on purpose just to have it in my, you know what I'm saying, my brainwaves to be on that. And I would just keep it. And they'll pick up on it, and then they'll make that shit happen. Like, for example, I do a lot of that type of shit as far as manipulating or targeting individuals as far as the comic books, as far as Scott Snyder, DC Comics, as far as like Dan Didio before he got removed from being the chief operator of control or whatever at DC Comics. I'm able to influence writers with ideas of certain characters that I want to see, you know what I'm saying, have more of a prominent role. And one of them is the Batman Who Laughs. That's why the Batman Who Laughs and will perpetuate in DC Comics is looked at as the king of the earth, bringing like dark matter energy and shit like that within the DC universe. And he manipulating the whole multiversity or whatever with the information that he has from Grant Morrison's Multiversity book on how to manipulate reality, how to break the source wall, and all type of shit. But these are ideas and rituals that I've done that you've seen me do on videos months ago. Now you see how I'm able to just target individuals like a Scott Snyder while he's asleep, while he's dreaming with these ideas, and next thing you know, he bringing them out and he writing about them. He creating new abilities for Batman Who Laughs. He creating new scenarios, new quotes and shit that he's saying.